Jamal Niaz here with Claressa Shields, and we've just experienced one of the craziest one-round wars I've ever seen in any combat sports. What did you have to say about Savannah Marshall's MMA debut?
Well, one, I want to say congrats to her, man. But when she got taken down and I seen her bigger eyes, I was like, oh shit. I was damn near praying for her. Like, do not get finished in here. But she was able to use her smarts and get back up. I don't think that Mirela was. I think she was a good purple belt, but she wasn't strong physically enough to keep Savannah on the ground. And Savannah's extremely strong. And Savannah punches were hurting her. Savannah got hurt with a really bad kick, and then she kept falling and kept falling. But hey, man, what a way to fight through resilience for 4 minutes and then come out and win the last round. Win the last minute by a knockout. Congrats to her.
In the ground game that she showed as well, like you mentioned, she was in a very, very tough situation with that head and arm choke.
She was.
And that had you panicking. The screen, I don't know if you saw, the screen kept panning to you during that moment. It was very cinematic.
I wasn't able to look at the screen while I was looking at her. Yeah. But when I seen it, I was like, no, get the elbow down. Get the fucking elbow down. So I'm happy that she was able to fight through that. But once again, the girl wasn't strong enough to even hold her up there. She hit her with so many shots, so many body shots. I think she had took the power out of the girl and even like exhausted herself that first round. So it was really great to see, and I'm happy that she can come out on top and she can breathe now. You know, we definitely laughed about how she was, rolling around on the ground, because when I had my MMA debut, I saw a few of her interviews and she was like, Claressa Shields is in there rolling around on the ground looking silly, and I have to say she looked sillier than me tonight. So congrats to her, and I look forward to seeing her down the line up in the future.
I think a lot of people envisioned definitely the stand-up part of that fight where they were going toe-to-toe. I think a lot of people would envision your fight going similar as well. Is that a part of the fight that you want to maybe change and maybe add some takedowns and maybe chop some leg kicks, add some Thai boxing?
You want me to tell you my game plan?
It's not going to be immediate, but maybe just like a sneak preview.
A sneak preview is me going in there and doing MMA at the best that I can do it and winning. I can't tell you my game plan because she'll be watching this and her team will be watching it. They're like, oh, that's all we got to prepare for? So no. But I know that after seeing tonight, I can definitely beat Savannah in an MMA cage, and I already knew that before I got here. But we both have to tighten up in certain areas.
Would you welcome it going toe-to-toe like that?
I'm all about the sweet science. I'm not okay with anybody who hits that hard hitting me in 4-ounce gloves. So if I have to do that in some parts of it, sure, but that's not I can't even think. I'm just too smart of a boxer to do that, if that makes sense. Too smart.
It does make sense. Now, I'm sure that negotiations are going to start
Sure.
right away.
Sure.
Do you want to see that happen this year? And would you be willing to come over to England for that fight?
No, I'm not fighting against Savannah anywhere in the UK, and the reason is I beat her already in the UK for the Undisputed Championship, and the deal was the rematch would be in the US inside of boxing. It didn't happen. We didn't fight again, and the same thing goes for the MMA. We're not going to fight over here in the UK where she have all her fans. When it's my turn to have my family and have my friends at the fight. My family, my friends, and my fans at my fights in the U.S. because I'm very well known in the U.S. I'm way more popular than Savannah Marshall. We need to come over to the U.S. because my last fight, I did 12,000 people inside of a venue inside of Detroit at the Little Caesars Arena, and I'm fighting again in July where I'm going to sell out 18,000 tickets. So it's just, I just want it to be fair, and I already fought her here, so I would love for her to come to the U.S. and experience what the American fans are like, because I experienced what the what the UK fans were like.
Brilliant. Really appreciate your time. Pleasure to have you in the UK, and we look forward to the rematch in the Smart Cage.